On this week's episode, we talk about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
And other pop culture news. We just got back from the theaters where we saw the new Ghostbusters movie, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And we also saw a lot of other movies and shows. That's a lot of content we saw this weekend. We want to share with you. And if you like, and if you don't like, you still click on like, share, follow, subscribe, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I was writing it down. I was writing Frozen Throne.
Oh.
Which is the subtitle of a game. It's World of Warcraft. I think 3. There's an expansion. There's Frozen Throne of the Frozen Throne of the Lich King. Whatever, I can't remember. Anyways, don't quote me on that. Okay. So let's talk about Ghostbusters. I'm gonna let you speak first because apparently you liked it more than I did.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because we've been discussing it and we've got like super mixed reviews on this. Overall, I enjoyed it. I felt like the quality was about what you should expect from a sequel to a sequel of a movie originally made like 40 years ago.
Almost 50.
It was 1984.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 80s is going to be...
Oh, you just... Yeah, what a fun fact to keep reminding us all of. That's a bummer.
Imagine when we were kids, the movies that were made 50 years before, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like Wizard of Oz.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
It's like Wizard of Oz was literally the first movie in color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not full in color, technically. It's mostly in color.
Correct.
The first movie, full in color, was... I always mistake it's either Gone with the Wind or something. The Adventures of Robin Hood, something. So some one of the Robin Hood old movies. Anyways, back to the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So we've got lots of callbacks. We're not going to spoil anything. They put a ton in the trailer. So lots of callbacks and references and reappearances from those original movies back in the 80s. We've got all the surviving members of the original Ghostbusters.
And that's not a spoiler, that's on the trailer and on the marketing for the movie.
Yep. They're back at the fire station. We've got like the car and the proton packs, all this other stuff. But this time, of course, the stories, instead of focusing on like these guys kind of creating a new career and finding this whole ghost thing, now we've got like a family figuring out how to be a family, but specifically this teenager who's like really struggling to find her place in the world, and newer, bigger, badder, more difficult to defeat ghosts. I enjoyed it. I found it entertaining. Everything that's fun about the Ghostbusters, but different enough from those original movies that it's actually worth watching. I feel like if you're gonna rehash like these franchises over and over and over again, it needs to be different enough to be worth watching this movie instead of just going back to watch the original movies that we already know we love. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it does have some sporadic, fun moments.
I really love how they're doing the effects on this. They could do like really glossy, nice new effects, but they've held on to some of the aesthetic of those first movies, which I think is a really fun way to like, I don't know, have some continuity and to show that like, oh, those weren't just like 40-year-old special effects. This is just what ghosts look like. They did a good job. There are a lot of like cool practicals that remind me of those 80s movies, and overall it was really fun. Okay, now I'm done.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it has the original team. It has the new team. Now it's a family. And there's this whole family drama, and there's a teenager on the team, and there's a lot about teenage drama. But the main thing...
drama isn't really fair to the teenage, though. Like, her feelings are real and valid.
It's a comedy?
Is it?
No, it's drama. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the main issue with the movie, it is like, On the first one, they touch that the family moving, trying to they move to Oklahoma to receive, to inherit Egon Spengler's whatever he has, and take care of the family business, meaning what he left. And they find out that he was Ghostbusters, yada yada yada. There's Paul Rudd there, he's really funny, and then brings funny and touchy feeling drama, family together, and they bust ghosts. And I'm not gonna spoil the end, you probably already saw. And really nice notes to the original, and connects in a very nice way. Even though the trailer doesn't really tell you, the marketing doesn't really tell anything about that until you actually watch the movie, and you have a nice surprise, and it works well. And if anything, it works as a passing of the torch with the original team for the new team. This one, and maybe that's some of the problems with this one, is it's if you the team is there, so they pass the torch, but they're there, and of course people love to see these guys, but it's almost like it's not a Ghostbusters movie, because you have the original ones. They are comedy. They were written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. They are comedy with some sci-fi and maybe a little bit of horror, depends on who you ask. The second one the second one. The third one, the Afterlife, it was kind of a mix, not a mix, but a transition from this comedy to this, like, these are ghosts, these are evil. That's something you need to bust, if you may. Yeah. And there's the original characters that to pass the torch for the new generation. And then you have on this one, it feels like I don't know, maybe it's the presence of the original ones that hold them back from fully moving into new waters, into new territory, or for new modern audiences, as writers like to claim this day. And it felt like it doesn't, because you're trying to mix both worlds, it doesn't feel like it works, because it's not full-on comedy, and of course when you're talking about a comedy with Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd on scene, it's really comedy. So if they decided to move away from that on the first movie, in this one, okay, fine, but they have some element. They have a lot of elements of the originals. They have like a not spoiling, but they have like the kind of a loser idiot that ends up mixing paths with our heroes, and he's to the end. Even the very end of the movie has this whole sequences is very familiar, especially to the end of the both movies, but especially at the end of the first one. The press in New York saying, we love you, thank you, and all that. But altogether, it doesn't feel like a Ghostbusters movie. At least not. They're not trying to follow up, but at the same time, they bring in the anchors to keep it real. The original crew and some of the same jokes and some of the references to that. Besides over drama, it's like the movie has serious tense drama moments. That's not a Ghostbuster movie. It's like, I think the
But didn't Afterlife do that?
But that's what I'm saying.
Wasn't that kind of the strength of Afterlife?
But that's what I'm saying.
Like, we're doing something different.
That's actually what I'm saying. The problem is if they would either move on from the original and do what they want to do. Well, this one, they went back to the original and tried to mix what they had good in the original and what they tried on the Afterlife, and it doesn't match. It doesn't connect. It's like the moments of fun and funny and drama. And honestly, it's something of modern movies. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but the length is like it's 2 hours or 2 hours and something. The original was like 1 hour and 45 minutes, 1 hour and a half, and they did, nobody is like, oh, this is missing, this is missing. No, it was, to this day.
Yeah.
And to add more, and it's crowded. There's like so many. I mean, one thing like the girl from the afterlife, you could lose her,
There were a couple of characters that they brought in from Afterlife that like.
Yeah,
didn't need to be back.
The kid too. The
it didn't really make sense for them to be there. It was
it's
like, oh, they're here too.
All the way from Oklahoma.
Don't worry about why. Don't worry about why or how. They're here.
And it's like it's Rogue One, right? Rogue One is still a great example of connecting, expanding, giving heart to unknown characters on a known universe. Who could think that the characters on Rogue One would have the being done as well as they did when they live in the same universe as Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess Leia, but they work really well. So and they go different. They go dark. They go sad. But they connect with hope. On this one, I don't know. I feel like it locks the heart on you trying to do too much. I don't know. There's some changes to the lore, some very heavy changes to the lore, and overall it's not terrible if you watch the Afterlife. If you're gonna expect something, so they did the origins. They did Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and then Afterlife is in the future when they're not needed anymore. There's a new generation, and they come to pass the torch on the previous movie. On this one, you're expecting something. They either gonna go full Ghostbusters, and that was another problem for me. It was a little bit of spoiler, but very little ghosts. A little bit in the beginning, a little bit in the end, throughout the movie. Yeah, and that helps drags because you waiting, you hoping for ghosts to be busted because that makes us feel good, right? But Paul Rudd is good.
I thought everybody was really nice.
Is good. I think there's writing problems.
Yeah,
the effects are decent. I mean, no, they're good. They're not decent. They're more than decent. But I mean, thinking on millions of dollars a movie, it's if anything, to this day, there's a consensus. I played a little. I never finished. I'm gonna finish. I'll let you know. But there's a consensus about the best sequel for Ghostbusters, which would be a Ghostbusters 3. It's a Ghostbusters video game for PlayStation, and all the cast came back. They voiced all the characters.
Oh, that's cool.
That's terrible, terrific writing.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it once I play fully and finish. But overall, that's enough. I mean, unless you want to say something else.
No, I think just clearly we were both sitting in the same theater right next to each other and came away with completely different reactions. So go see it for yourself and let us know what you think.
Yeah, you might love it. And again, if you think not so much on the writing for modern audiences, because that's crap. If you write well, you write it's eternal.
Yeah, good writing is good writing.
Yeah. Not so much for that, but it was very interesting. There was a bunch of kids behind us, and they had a good time.
They had a blast.
Yeah, but
I think that's really all you can expect from a Ghostbusters movie.
If you have no reference, if you've never seen the first and the second, because. You're gonna compare because it's like chapters in a book. It's inevitable. And when one chapter things are like this, like everything is funny. It's like let's do it. The other one, the things like. Anyways.
Yeah, totally different reactions.
Ghostbusters.
I don't understand how it happened. I thought it was perfectly fun. And if you're expecting more from like a sequel to a sequel of something that was made 40 years ago, like. Let's moderate those expectations, guys. This is just for funsies.
I mean, maybe I had too much hopes. Maybe after the end of Afterlife, I thought it's like we're back. We're not back.
I know. I feel like how Peter Jackson kind of raised the bar impossibly high for book adaptations and fantasy adaptations. I feel like Rogue One has done this for like expanded universe type.
Which is not new in the books, in comic books. Timothy Zahn, the comic books that expanded the Star Wars universe do as well.
No, I'm not just talking about the Star Wars universe. I'm talking about like as far as like movies that expand, like that are gonna like revisit and expand on old franchises, like set the bar so high. Very few, if any, are gonna make it there. Because that was just like a phenomenal. Just like Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, Rogue One. It's just like it's up there, and it's.
Yeah, especially with the woke mob in Hollywood, the lack of quality and creativity, because the whole industry of making sequels and reboots is not new, but some are decent, some are okay. Ghostbusters 2 is the living proof that it worked. The formula was, But anyways, let's move on, because we have so much more, and we have like really, 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 really good things, like beyond doubt. If this one she liked and I didn't, there's like almost everything else here. We were like mind blown. Yeah.
So Apple TV Plus gave us Masters of the Air. Phenomenal.
Wait. Sorry.
It's the next thing on the list.
I know, but Ghostbusters, Frozen, Empire, If you ask me, I like Frozen. I would say let it go. But if you want to watch, it's available in theaters everywhere.
Okay, Masters of the Air, Apple TV Plus. This one is actually worth talking about for quite a while.
Great, quick situation. HBO Max and Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks also produced, made a TV show called Band of Brothers about set in World War II, following Marines. On the European theater. Many years later, they made a show called The Pacific. This time it was like huge cast on both shows, huge cast. Yeah, beautifully done, based on books from
unbelievable production value.
Yeah, based on books that from people that were there. So it's like life story told by living witnesses. And they did a second one called The Pacific. Now in the Pacific Theater, and Apple, and now they changed venues. Now they went to Apple to do one called Masters of the Air.
And this one completely lives up to the other two. It's based on books, memoirs, living accounts, photographs, all this other stuff. This time we're following, was it B-17s? Following the bombers that were based in England.
The Hundredth.
The Hundredth.
Bloody Hundredth.
Yeah, the Bloody Hundredth. So following them and their bombing campaigns across Europe, and like the lead up to D-Day and all this other stuff. And it's just like the others. The production value, like, unbelievable. Perfect.
Yeah. In this
case, cast was huge, and like all heavy hitters. All of them knocked it out of the park.
Oh, it's interesting. I'll come back to the cast, but just talking about the quality is like with technology evolving, and you can do things that you couldn't do, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 years ago.
Sure.
The doing airmen now, doing bombers now is like the images are spectacular, and it's so crazy, it's so surreal. It's something that you see, it's like that never happened before, and God bless us, this will never happen again. The scale of World War II, it was like it's unbelievable. It's so many people, so much gear, so many people died and suffered to stop the evil, the Nazis and the fascists and the imperialist Japanese and everything else. Anyways, but back to the cast is interesting.
Could I just jump in there? Yeah. There's something about this one that drove that home, the whole scale and the loss. Something about this particular show that drove it home. In ways that the other shows didn't quite. I mean, I got like the tragedy, the loss and everything, but this one, just watching like the planes go and then seeing how few came back, that. Anyway, what he said, like, this communicates it so intensely, and in a way that really made a lasting impression.
Yeah.
Okay.
And but yeah, no, it's magnificently done. It's beautiful. It's tragic. It's it's captivating. It's compelling.
Yeah.
It gets your heart. The characters, and talking about the characters and the actors, It's interesting. If in this one we have some big names, you have boss Austin Butler. We had what's the Irish guy? I can't remember his name.
Very
Coogan.
Yep, Coogan.
Whatever. He's one of the
However
Irish.
you say that name.
There's like
he's actually American in this, but
there's whole videos about how do you pronunciate Irish names. So you know what I'm talking about. He was on Southbourne. Burn. He was
and this kid, this is a great example of someone with range who can act, because Saltburn, gross, awful, hate him. And this one,
but
my gosh.
He was a weird loving character on the Banshees of Inisherin. And
that's true.
And so many other things. But anyway. So he was in Eternals, but that movie is so bad you probably forgot that. Can just just one thing about what's his name, Kumail Nanjiani. It's like that guy. I mean, his character was exactly what there was on the what we had.
He always plays the same character.
Yeah, but Rick Moranis on the original Ghostbusters. He was kind of like the idiot that helped save the day.
Yeah.
Because again it was a comedy, but it was like because the movie. Anyways, but
let's talk about the good stuff.
He always plays the kind of more. But back to. Masters of the Air. So we had some big names on this one, but we have a lot of young new talent, which is interesting because when you rewatch the Pacific or Band of Brothers now, you're just like, oh my gosh,
oh, it's that guy.
That's Tom Hardy.
That guy.
I was like, you see like so many. What's the guy, the Punisher? What's his book? John Bernthal.
Oh yeah, John Bernthal.
You see like, oh my god, it's like they're all superstars now.
Rami Malek.
Rami
Malek.
Yeah. You know, it's like they went through it. They got the blessing of Holy Spielberg, and now they after that they became superstars.
Yeah.
Even on Saving Private Ryan, you know, remember that company?
That's right.
Who was in that company?
Oh gosh, I can't remember.
Vin Diesel,
yeah.
And all the big names.
But it's like a.
Yeah, he's a Carcaman. He's an Italian, like but he's a soldier.
He's like
his characters.
But
he's not Vin Diesel. You know, he's a dramatic actor.
He's like soldier number 3.
Yeah, he became I can almost remember his name, the character's name. But he became a superstar, and everybody in the Pacific and in the Band of Brothers. You know, we had David Schwimmer, have some other known names, but most of them, it's like even Jimmy Fallon pops there. It's like, what the heck? Jimmy Fallon does Tonight Show.
Oh,
he was just a funny dude from SNL.
Goober.
So the cast on this was terrific. It was very, very, very good. We do have the chance to see different aspects of the war effort, including a spy from England, a woman spy from England, a woman from the Woman Corps. I don't know if they call that. Women's Air Force. No, I can't remember. There were wasps and there were.
That's embarrassing.
You see
anyway,
that. And of course, spoiling not spoiling. There's a Tuskegee Airman. And of course you see something that we didn't see on the other shows. Not from this perspective, but we see the POWs, the prisoners of war, and a little bit of the camps. Terrific portrayal of World War II. The Airmen of the Bloody Hundredth, which culminates. The show is spectacular. Do you want to say anything about the show?
No, you need to watch it.
Yeah, it's available.
Like, people really need to watch it.
Apple TV Plus. Also, at the end of the show, they release a documentary about the real. I mean, not both are real stories, but this with the real characters, real footage of that moment of that company, the Bloody Hundredth, and it works as a companion. It works by itself. It's terrific, and it's definitely
narrated
by
Tom Hanks. It's got interviews with a lot of the, like he said, like the real people. So not just like pictures of them, but like the actual guys, like telling those stories and telling their actual experience of what had happened. And again, well worth a watch. It's a little bit lighter. Like I feel like you could probably watch that one with younger. I don't know.
How is lighter? It's like the actual real raw life.
Yeah. I don't know, but I was able to watch that with a little bit less emotion. The show feels like you're just getting punched in the gut every episode. Someone's just sitting there like kicking you. And
it's
this one was a little bit more dispassionate, narrated by Tom Hanks. It's very good. They're a package
hard.
set.
It's one of those to watch.
Yeah.
on the lack of better words, to watch on your knees, because it's beautiful. It's masterpiece. And the directors, the producers, I mean, there's like some rumors talking about what comes next, and they said, it might come next. I'm the director, the big names behind this one, director, producer, creator, said it's someone else's turn. So it might happen, and who knows? 5-10 years, we might have some more, because it's too important. These people saved the world from from Nazis, from becoming the scenario of a lot of sci-fi dark realities where the Nazis took over. And
I know that not everything's about Star Wars, but there were a lot of moments in there where I was like, I get George Lucas a lot better.
Oh yeah,
now.
He was he wrote one of his plans was once we would move from Star Wars, and that was even before he sold. It was to Red Tails. They made the movie, but it was his idea. It was his dream project. He ended up passing on it, but it was and you see, when you see like images comparing like TIE fighters and Luftwaffe.
Oh yeah,
it's they were heavily inspired for that.
Yeah,
for personal and taste reasons.
But it makes sense, because I was thinking about like his age. Like he and Steven Spielberg would have grown up looking up to those men and hearing those stories.
Yeah.
They weren't old enough to go and fight, but like
they were the children.
Yeah.
Of the.
Yeah, those were like their
war,
dads and uncles and all that. Yeah. So anyway,
so
just really good stuff.
Bloody Hundredth documentary about the 100th company of Bomber Group
something.
It's available on Apple TV Plus. So us Masters of the Air, this one you should watch. It's
like get Apple TV for a month. Watch it, like if nothing else. This is really important.
It's
to watch.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
Okay, what is not important to watch but was funny, kind of, was Ricky Stanicky.
Ricky Stanicky. This movie was a bit better. No, it was better than Ghostbusters. No, I'm kidding. It was better than what I originally thought, because the trailer. I actually don't think I seen the trailer, but the poster, it was like super weird. We had like 4 men standing up, and one of them is James Franco, and there's one. Sorry,
Zac
Efron.
Yeah,
because he reminds me of David Franco.
Yeah,
and
no, that's
it's
fair.
actually none of those Francos.
I can see the line. I had to think about it for a second. Like, what's that? No. Yeah.
Anyways, they all
Zac Efron.
I think Efron is on his suit, and there's the other guys, and then like foreground in front of the poster there's John Cena on his knees, wearing Britney Spears attire, schoolgirl attire.
Okay.
It's like, what the heck is
that's an interesting way to advertise that.
But it turned out it was. I thought that we would see an entire movie with John Cena transvestite as a blonde girl. As it was not that bad. So that's what I'm saying. It's better than the initial impressions from the poster.
Yeah.
Again, it's not saying that the movie was great.
Yeah, I felt like so it's basically a modern retelling of The Importance of Being Earnest. But like Oscar Wilde did it perfectly the first time. I don't know. This is not the type of comedy that I super enjoy, because it all depends on like people being unbelievably stupid, and like I don't know. It had some funny moments. At the end it did get a little bit better, but like we had to wait like an hour and a half for it to get worth watching. I feel like I've seen better movies, and
so it's just like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, basically. I guess.
I mean,
I felt about this what you felt about Ghostbusters.
By all means,
nothing to my life.
By all means, I had no high expectations for this.
Yeah,
like in Ghostbusters, but it was funny. It was just kind of weird. I mean, reading about the movie was like they wanted to make this movie for a while, and they had big names. I think Jim Carrey was involved, Nicolas Cage was involved, and ended up being John Cena. Which is like hit or miss. When he's funny, he's decent. He's good. When he's like, when he drops the ball, it's like, yeah, okay. It's the second one we see. We've seen the one with I want to say Amy from the other show, but not Amy. Alison Brie. And that one was kind of like, that one was worse. But he there was like, oh man, what did you do? And this one is like again, oh man, what did you do? But the problem is not so much what he did, but what Zac Efron did. He was just an Iron Claw. He was spectacular.
It was bizarre. Because I was thinking of the whole time, like Iron Claw, the man had me like crying. It was so beautiful. And this one was just like, meh.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've seen this movie before, like buddy comedies and guys who are friends as kids and growing up and still being friends but are idiots and for some reason their wives put up with them being complete morons and
trying to be funny with the modern artist's limitations. Yeah. Okay. This one. Did you see that one?
I don't remember.
Stanicky. Oh, it's a Amazon Prime MGM movie available on Amazon Prime. Ricky Stanicky. I don't know. I think it had potential, but it was not that. Like,
sure.
Yeah. It could, but I mean, I guess the many things we see that it could, it should, it would. It's But yeah, if you wanna check that out, if you're a fan of John Cena, Zac Efron, it's available on Amazon Prime TV video, whatever they call.
Yeah. Okay, Irish Wish, because St. Patrick's Day.
Past week was St. Patrick's Day, and we picked this one. A brand new movie from Netflix. Irish Wish with Alison. No, Alison's
nope. Name? Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
And the kid from
Picard. Yep.
He's a good kid. The other guy.
Oh, Jane Seymour.
Kind
of.
His parents were nobodies. Had friends with nobodies.
I don't really recognize anybody else. Yeah, this was a pretty... Well, okay, this guy's never seen a Hallmark movie, but he could tell that this was a Hallmark movie. Yeah. And lo and behold, the writer...
We checked the writers and directors and producers. They have like vast experience. It's not they made one. They made several Hallmark movies. And it's like, there's like jokes and sketches about it. It's like, oh, this girl from this place goes to this place and meet this guy, but she's in love with this.
About love.
And she's in love with this guy, but she finds out this is pretty much it.
Yeah. So I think Hallmark movie, St. Patrick's Day, Ireland. One review I saw that said, like doubt that anybody anyway. It is exactly as marketed. This is a St. Patrick's Day Hallmark movie starring Lindsay Lohan.
For Netflix. It's Netflix movie, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
So, this is not high quality writing.
Yeah. Well, you expect. I mean, I guess you would expect, right? We were not expecting high quality.
Yeah. No, it is exactly. It is as marketed.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
Yeah. And by marketed, we mean the posters. That's how we knew about the movie.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. Lohan looks... I don't know. She looks kind of weird. She's not ugly.
She's been through it. She looks like that because this is her coming on the other side of like being a beloved child star and then like exploited.
But I think it's something
tabloid partying drugs like horrible adolescence and young adulthood, and now coming back on the other side.
Yeah.
It took a toll on her, but it's really nice to see her back.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's drugs or if it's work she did, because
I think it's both.
We saw movies when she was an adult. I think the one with, oh gosh, I can't remember now, with Captain Kirk with Chris Pine. She's an adult, right? And then from that to what she is now, it looks like it's bad work. Some. Or maybe drugs altogether. Anyways, by all means, it's she does what she does. She's funny and it's like a romantic comedy, and she's like, oh, what are you gonna do? I love you, but I love it. Anyways, Hallmark movie on Netflix. If you want to check, Irish Wish.
It's a fun one.
It's cute. It's fun. It feels, even though some jokes are like, I was like, what's you gonna do? It's still overall works.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
They don't try to make it a big deal about things or be serious about things.
Nope.
Yeah.
They know what movie they were making.
Yeah.
And it has its place.
And last but not least, we saw this new Peacock series called Apples Never Fall.
This is based on a book.
It sounds like apples never fall. Sounds like stuff like Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Or, like a American soap opera. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a crime story, but it definitely has some like CW soapy type elements. Things that by the time you're a couple episodes in, it's like, okay, like this is obviously not the thing. This is going to be a twist.
And it's by the same team that made Pretty Little Liars, so it's like teenage oriented, maybe more than teenage, because the people that watch Pretty Little Liars, they grew up, they are young adults now, and it's about young adults and their parents. Based on the book, they took a lot of liberties and changes for the show. The author was good. I mean,
what was involved?
She was involved. The check cleared, so she was like, yeah, we did that because of this. Anyways, overall, I thought if they could make a movie about it, and because I don't know, when it's a great book, and think of any great book, there's details. If you want to adapt to a movie or to a show, there's details that have to be on the adaptations, on a movie or TV show. When it's like, it's okay, book is like, there's a big idea and there's some things around that's like, this doesn't make a difference, this doesn't make a difference, this doesn't make a difference. And I'm talking about even great books, they erase things, like Lord of the Rings, they took Tom Bombadil for some people, desperation. Some people were still pissed about it because there was nobody speaking, singing that. Yeah. So when there's a book that is just okay, take this thing, take the good parts, make a movie. If this was a movie, I think it would work better, because there's some moments that we know 3 episodes ahead, and they still drag, and they change focus to not so much the main family drama, but to one of the members' drama with a lover, with work, with whatever, and yeah.
That's right. There's like one whole relationship that has nothing to do with the main plot.
Yeah, and that's
what you could take that out. We'd have the same series.
It's like a broadcast TV type of thing, because that's literally one relationship that does not exist in the book. Yeah, one of the characters has one relationship in the book, and this one she has a completely different relationship, which has focus. But why they haven't focused on modern audiences stuff again? But again, overall, I would say, if you have the time and you like this kind of thing,
if you like crime stuff, this is a fun one to watch. It is different.
It's not the crime scene. It's relative.
Yeah, it's not like a police procedural, because this is all from the perspective of the family. The police are side characters.
Yeah.
So it's not really like a crime.
Law and Order.
But this is all driven by like a mystery whodunit type
it's funny
thing. We're trying to figure out what happened and who did it and why. Yeah. But yeah, not from the point of view of the cops, from the point of view of the victim's family.
It's funny at some moments, but it shouldn't. It's not like the one we saw with Kaylee Cuoco. What was that one called? Murder podcast, murder mystery, murder. I can't remember.
What was that one? Yeah, because it was like the flight attendant, but not.
Yeah,
she's done a few of those. We're like, oh no, we've already seen that.
Yeah, but they make fun of her because she's funny.
She is funny.
Yeah. This one, there's like some funny weird.
This one is
stuff.
just a drama.
I mean, there's a cookie character. Anyways, enough. Apples Never Fall is available on Peacock. If you want to watch, you go watch, and just be aware.
Okay, real quick look at the box office. Kung Fu Panda 4 is somehow holding a lead over Dune 2.
Yeah, second week, and it's doing great. In third comes Arthur the King, and I think it was something like 7 million. So Arthur is really good. It looks like a feel-good movie. It looks like a decent fun. Dogs.
Mark Wahlberg and a dog.
Everybody loves dogs. I mean, some people might not love dogs, but then they are Nazis. Issues.
Yeah, no, those are the only 2 options.
Yeah, or ISIS.
The Netflix's Last Airbender adaptation is still in the top 10 of Nielsen's streaming ratings. Even though it's getting like kind of lukewarm-ish reviews from fans, there's still a lot of people watching it.
But the 2.56 billion viewings minutes in the first 4 days. So
yeah, So highly anticipated.
Yeah.
Damsel. This is the movie. Is it a movie or a series?
Millie Bobby Brown. Yes.
With Millie Bobby Brown. Is still number 1.
Yeah, we didn't see it.
And it actually went up from its opening weekend, which is a good sign.
Interesting because the critics are not liking it, so I guess that's not affecting the movie. I guess streaming. I mean, you already have the streaming. It's like I'm gonna try.
It's not a big effort. It's not like. So word of mouth is doing well for that. Taylor Swift's Eras Tours debuted on Disney Plus and set a record with 16.2 million hours viewed in the first weekend. My kids and I were a part of that. It was very fun. So if you didn't have a chance to see it live, it's there for you on Disney Plus. John Travolta and Timothee Chalamet have a little something in common.
Yeah, they share a record that was there for 44 years. There was John Travolta's alone. He has a record of having two movies. Yeah. Back to back, or simultaneously for 8 months in the top of the box office. In Travolta's case was Saturday Night Fever and Grease. Chalamet's case.
Mm-hmm. It's Wonka and Dune Part 2.
Okay.
So it's a good year for good old Chalamet there. Okay, some quick news that you've probably heard. Well, anyway, the whistleblower from Boeing who was warning about like aircraft safety issues was actually found dead.
That's weird.
Which was totally not suspicious.
Did the Clintons have stock on the Boeing?
It didn't. This whole thing is so sketchy. And not long after that, another Boeing plane lost another panel in the middle of the flight.
Yeah.
Prompting some internet users to point out that, like, if you're flying in a Boeing plane, it's not that cringe anymore to clap when the plane lands. Like, that is legitimately something to celebrate.
It's so weird. It's like all throughout all these years. What's like the quality is falling now? What's changing?
I think it's been falling for a while. The FAA just hasn't really been enforced. What it sounds like, they've gotten really cozy with the FAA and the federal government, and things have been slacking for a while. Anyway, that could be a whole thing. Okay, CAA is laying off a bunch of people.
20 staffers on multiple departments.
What is that?
CAA?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an agency. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a creative agency in Hollywood. They take care of the talents, the agents for the talents.
Jonathan Majors has been sued for defamation, assault, and battery by one of his ex-girlfriends.
Okay, well, he's been doing bad things. Bad things back to you. It's like, Earl says, karma.
That's right. Reddit debuted on the New York Stock Exchange at $34 per share.
It finally came public, as many people were expecting, and it's apparently doing well so far.
Okay. Avi Arad is a producer.
Yeah, he's a Marvel CEO. He's a big producer. He's been producing everything Marvel since when you were a kid. You're going to watch Spider-Man, you're going to see Avi Arad and Stan Lee. They worked together when Stan was alive. And he demonstrates his recognition. Can I say that?
You can. Yeah. I don't think anybody else has.
He's discussed with Senator Chuck Schumer that is going against Israel, talking about taking down the prime minister. It's taking the wrong side on this whole mess, and he's going to miles to say like wrong things, saying that Bibi Netanyahu is sort of a tyrant. He's doing what he's doing for him, not for the people of Israel, when he's not even a single leader. Right now Israel is governed by
he's part of a coalition.
A coalition, including the opposition. So Avi Arad and other Jewish celebrities and very known people demonstrating their disgust for this.
Okay. All right, total mood shift. Let's go over to Tokyo for a minute, where Godzilla was made the police chief for a day. Spectacular twist of irony, I think. I've never associated with Godzilla with Law and Order.
I mean, we
have the good people of Tokyo.
The Hulk here is a police enforcement, right? Everywhere Luferino goes, he becomes a deputy sheriff. Yeah, he's nice. Known for that.
Okay, let's talk about some projects coming up. Teen Titans is getting a live-action movie.
It's from the James Gunn's DCU,
so it actually might be Teen Titans Go type vibes.
We wish. It's from the same. Apparently, it's from the same writer as Supergirl. It was like she not even. It's a woman. She not even finished Supergirl. The movie is not even out yet. She has one big project, and they already gave another one. It's like, anyways, James Gunn. Who knows?
We saw some fun trailers for upcoming projects. Beetlejuice 2.
Michael Keaton is best. The juice is loose.
He sure is, along with Jenna Ortega, Catherine O'Hara, and Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
It looks very fun. I have high expectations. Star Wars Acolyte. Maybe less high expectations, but I still dare to hope.
There's the cool visuals, but from what we heard from the story, not so much from the story, but from the writers, it's like no quality. Is the type of things Disney is putting is woke, is out of control. It's not connected. They're doing their own things. So, not Rogue One. It's
yeah.
Let's see, but no, I hope so then.
Yep. Okay, House of the Dragon Season 2 actually released 2 different trailers.
Yeah.
A black and a green.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, both sides of the conflict, the Targaryen, House Targaryen and House Hightower. And it's like, no, they are the bad guys.
Yeah.
They betrayed. I'm just a mother, you know.
That's what this is really all about,
Joe Biden kind of, I mean, he's just a father. Anyway, so there's the heads of the family, in this case 2 women, and everything that comes under them and the conflict. It comes in June. You hear that, Amazon? Rings of power. Yeah, no, HBO.
Let's not encourage Amazon to do anything.
At any case, they were gonna be able to release this year, different than the competition, which is I would not even consider competition, which is sad because it's token. But anyways,
yeah, it should have been. But yeah. Okay, we also saw a trailer for The Crow. I feel like we've seen this movie before, but it looks like a cool take.
Well, it is a reboot, remake.
It is,
not
but
reboot, a remake.
How many times have we seen tough guy is super in love, and then his girlfriend is horribly killed,
yeah,
and so he goes out for revenge. We've seen this before.
Well, it's real life, babe. Out there, many girlfriends die, and the boyfriends feel the need to revenge.
I'm not saying that it's going to be
revenge is a dish
bad or
that you
lame.
eat cold.
Okay.
You take your time. In this case, he doesn't. It's an adaptation of a comic book. The movie was made before with Brandon Lee. A movie surrounded by mystery and tragedy. Brandon Lee was killed on set. They finished the movie with digital effects back then, which was like impressive.
Yeah.
But it's sad, the Lee family, Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee, the whole family is surrounded by the curse. But anyways, let's not talk about that. We talk about more about the Crow as it comes, and it does look interesting. It looks like they John Wickified this one a little bit, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah,
it's like
it's like that that toddler. I don't know if you've seen this. Toddler's playing a game with his mom, and his mom loses, and he goes, "Oh no!" I
know. It sounds funny.
Yeah. Anyways,
talking about John Wick. Keanu Reeves saw on the set of his new movie. He not finally, because I don't think he should, but he did cut his hair, the style he was carrying this past few years. And this movie directed by Jonah Hill. So it's like, oh boy, we'll see.
Okay. Ed Spielers from Star Trek Picard has been recruiting fans to get Paramount to greenlight the Star Trek Legacy series.
This one is interesting case. We talked about Ghostbusters. This one, they did a terrific job in Picard, and then they leave open for a new series, for new stories, and I hope. I love Next Generation. I love those characters, but I hope these new characters now have their own life and move on to what no man had done before. Meaning, like, really. And
this is what the best Star Trek consistently does. They go where no Star Trek series before.
Yeah. And if they do that, sure. You raise the horns, you lit the beacons, and Gondor Rohan will answer.
Yeah. And Star Trek fans do have a good track record of rescuing series. So.
Yeah, like what?
The original series was going to be canceled after season 2.
Lucille Ball.
well, even before Lucy Ball, the fans got together. One couple in particular managed to get this whole letter writing thing going, pre-internet, pre-everything.
I didn't know that.
And saved and got a third season through the
Which
original series.
is still sad because it could go for the traditional 5 years because the premise of the show, the 5-year mission. Right?
Yeah, it's the 5 seasons built right in.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just think it's impressive that even before the days of the internet, when this is so easy to do now,
True.
they managed to pull that off.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole 5 years in the movie, Star Trek has three seasons and so many movies.
Yeah,
and
now
then
it's
so
like
many
what,
spin-offs.
60 years
So
later.
okay, it's fine.
A bajillion movies. Yeah, like I said, good track record.
Yeah, okay.
Lindsay Lohan might be joining the MCU.
Rumors that she's gonna join the MCU. More to come.
Okay, Alien Romulus. There's a trailer. Promises cosmic horror.
Crap. Yeah.
We haven't seen the trailer, but it's
We
there.
haven't seen the trailer. There's a trailer. We promise we'll see.
I'm gonna guess that there's an alien, and someone's like, "Hey guys, don't do the thing."
Yeah.
And they're like, "We're gonna do the thing," and then they all die. That's my prediction.
The two newer movies, Prometheus and Covenant. This one it departs from that because that one took a different direction. So sort of Anyways.
Okay. The Office spin-off is moving forward. Nathan For You co-creator Michael Coleman is joining the development team.
Nathan For You was very interesting. It was very funny. I think he could fit. He could be a good fit to work for the office with the Office guys.
As long as it's not actually Nathan, because I feel like Nathan takes it too far.
No.
And
that's just so funny.
I guess, but he takes it to the point where like, okay, man, this isn't funny anymore.
I mean, no.
This is just weird and sad.
Nathan For You was really funny. The rehearsal, that one was like, what the heck are you doing, Nathan?
Yeah.
You're doing to yourself. Anyways,
that was messed up.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie's going to produce a Sims movie.
Yeah, I mean, Barbie producing Sims movie sounds interesting.
It seems
sounds
like,
good.
moving in the right direction. Anyone But You is going to be streaming on Netflix in April.
Okay, soon. So we're going to be able to see and talk about it.
Apple has ordered a golf comedy series led by Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to try to imitate him now because
I don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
The Boy and the Heron is going to be streaming on Max, and apparently they've extended their deal for the Studio Ghibli movies.
Good for the fans to have Ghibli content on Max.
Yeah,
more content
oh my gosh.
The people.
I will be so sad when they lose that. David Fincher is going to premiere Restoration of 7 in IMAX.
Yeah, so Restoration of 7 on IMAX. Star Wars is coming back full force. All 8 movies?
I think so. The Skywalker Saga Marathon starting on May the 4th.
Yeah.
In theaters.
Did I put it there? Every Monday?
I don't know.
Every week?
You
a new
didn't say.
movie? Anyways, we come back to it. But yeah, all Star Wars movie. Also, all Spider-Man movies are coming. All 8 Spider-Man movies are coming back to the theaters.
So starting with like Tobey Maguire and
Yes. And I think that one is every Monday. Anyways, did I put it there? No?
You did not.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, you did. Mondays starting April 15th.
Yeah, every Monday. New Spider-Man. So if you didn't see it, it's a chance to see it. If you did, it's a chance to see it again. Remember that time? The first Spider-Man. It was big because Spider-Man. It was like, if you talk about fan favorite, it was one of my favorites. And it's like, we're gonna able to see that, and it was well done.
It really was.
2002, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. I was in high school. Yeah.
Jeez, I was in Africa. Anyways, moving on.
All right. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection is having a lot of issues on Steam.
Yeah.
So, don't hold your breath, I guess.
Yeah, and we talked about the original Star Wars Battlefront for PC. That was beloved. It was like people and then they did make a remake for PlayStation, but people still love some of the stuff of the original. They finally released them, but there's it's falling apart. It's not proper. There's a lot of issues.
Okay, and last but definitely not least, we have a new James Bond.
Yeah, there's it's said that Aaron Taylor Johnson has reportedly being offered the role of 007 for the new James Bond, and I was thinking would be cool. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but it would be so cool if he could join forces with Matthew Vaughn, the Kingsman.
Yeah,
they did work together on
man.
Kick-Ass, And Matthew Vaughn just did Argyle, which is sort of a parody of a metaverse James Bond-esque character. And it would be cool if he would be involved. And I always thought he would do a terrific job doing James Bond. But we don't know. Maybe. But Aaron Taylor Johnson might be our new James Bond, which, it would be cool. We'll see. I always think of him that he's kind of a knockoff version or younger, youthful version of Tom Hardy, which was always a name on the top of the list. But we'll see. Either way, I don't hate it. I like it. Let's see what it comes. But for now, that's it. Next week we come back with so many things, including Shogun is so good. You should watch it. Oh my
gosh. This show's blowing my mind. I already want to start it over and watch it all again.
Palm Royale, the new Apple TV show, is also pretty intriguing.
Started strong.
But next week we come back with King Kong, Godzilla, King Kong, or whatever order is.
Who cares? It's Kong and Godzilla.
Attack of the new Empire. Anyways, that's it for this week. We come back next week with more pop culture news, entertainment. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.